Welcome back to our Prehistoric Planet Park build. I think the plan for today is twofold, maybe threefold. Yeah, let's call it threefold. We got some research prerequisites to do, I think, still. So we're going to do that. Stop popping bottle of water. I just took it out of the fridge. You should calm the hell down. We're going to get some Quanjus out. A bunch. We need strong for prerequisites. So we're going to breed a large amount of those. And then we're going to work on exhibits. So you might already notice here, we've got a little bit of a path back here, we got a little bit of path back here. And that's because I've laid out the initial plan here for our first permanent exhibit. This is going to be our Ice Worlds exhibit in the back here. So what we got going on here is we're going to use this mountain as our quote-unquote volcano. We're going to have volcanic highlands here. We're going to have some swamps down here. And then we're going to have a snowy forest in the back here, and that's going to kind of cover all of our we can do snow as a brush type right here. Yeah, great. And that'll cover all of our kind of the three terrain areas from Ice Worlds that we want to make use of, basically. Oh, and I also should say we're theming our kind of 5 sections of the park around the 5 episodes of Prehistoric Planet, but some species are A, in multiple episodes, and B, sometimes the scenes they're associated with feel more like they belong in a different episode. I believe Ornithomimus was in possibly the Ice Worlds episode, despite the fact that the entire scene with Ornithomimus took place on a river, and there's an episode called Freshwater. So, I mean, sure. So, like, Ornithomimus, we're going to move to the freshwater section of the park. Stuff like that is what's going to happen. So the Ice Worlds section is going to just be Pachyrhinosaurus and Allura Titan. There's other arguments for what could go in there. And that's, yeah, like I said, that's up here with those 3 different little kind of sub-biomes. Stop popping bottle of water. Oh my god, I'm talking. You're so rude. Other sections, we're going to put the desert down here. So we'll have a transition from desert into the forest area, into the Ice Worlds area. And then we're going to do oceanic / coasts, the episode's coasts. So it'll be coasts over here, but that'll be a mixture of actual, like, coastline and then oceanic, which will be the aquariums we're putting in the lagoons. And then we'll have a river, which I think is probably going to arc over by this mountain, which will be our freshwater area. And we're going to port the Ornithomimus into freshwater alongside the Ammonosaurus, and we're actually going to end up basing the entire freshwater segment of the park off of the not freshwater episode. Just because we're going to put Ammonosaurus in with the Struthies to kind of mimic the riverbank scene where the Struthies are setting up their nest. There's like an Ammonosaurus that walks by there. That's just the way it's going to work out, just for, like, you know, habitat logistics. We don't want a habitat that's just Struthies. Well, what do we see in the episode of the Struthies? We see Ammonosaurus, even though it's not Ammonosaurus's most notable occurrence in the series. Still, we're going to put the Ammonosaurus in with that. So we're going to work on this in a little bit. I think the first thing to do is, well, no. The first thing to do is get caught up on what we're doing right now. So we're processing Quanju. We're going to get 69% coming in here. We're digging up here shale. Is that because we finished Quanju? Yes. So this must be currently 69, plus whatever we get from this, and then the remaining percentage from this piece of amber, I guess. It's a little weird that when you hover over this, it says 69% plus 4%. But it's definitely, I think, just not showing what we're currently processing there. And then basically, we'll have people do research where we kind of work on the exhibit, I guess. I think that's the plan. And of course, the big thing we need to do is get patterns finished. We got this one available, and this one was locked by an efficient metabolism, which is large appetite, which is another thing to look into. Usually that's sauropods, right? So we'll have to evaluate if we need to push that at some point, or if we can let that sit. So I think what we'll do is we'll get these exhibits going, and then we'll get the exhibit set up. We'll transfer these guys over, and then we can move the Carnotaurus over to here, and we can release all the Quanjus into here. I think that'll be the plan. And yeah, we got a truck tour over here with obviously a monorail on each side, and then these are just viewing galleries over here. Oh, and we're probably gonna bottom out power, huh? But I think we finish, yeah, increased output. There we go. Great. So, what we want to do, just to start with, let's get some water in here. So our little mosquito-y swamp will end up being over in here. Actually, I'd like this to be lower. Let's pull all that away. Let's reflatten this back out. I did some basic terraforming here to like start with, flatten out like the swamp areas at lower elevation, then what's going to be like kind of the volcanic flank area, then the forest in the back. But the water always raises the elevation a bit, so let's just go ahead and like drop it down here a bit. And that should kind of work. Okay. Yeah, then we get like these raised pathways too, which I think is a good look. Something a little bit like this. Suppose we can swing this back too into there. It's probably fine. This is going to be like the primary water source for the animals anyway, too. So there's also that consideration. Let's see. That gets smoothed out a bit, but is still this extra steepening towards the mountainside here. Makes that side a little steeper. That's, how many times can I say steep in one sentence? Apparently quite a few. Okay. And then this back corner, I guess we just let that sit. We could shave it off, but I don't think that's... Actually, maybe that is the play. Because this enclosure is already going to be really big. I think, yeah, it gives us the opportunity to keep the herds a little closer together overall, which is probably not a bad idea. I did link up, correct? Yeah. And it gives us a little place here to hide something, a power station or whatever else you want to put over here. This enclosure is already way, way bigger than it needs to be, way bigger than it has any right to be. So it's probably a good idea if we actually do trim that down. Okay, so we get our little swamp area in here. Now, the Allura Titans and the Pachyrhinosaurs both had the same vegetation, which was ground fiber, right? Oh, Pachyrhino's down here. Ground fiber, yes. So let's go ahead and grab the ground fiber brush. We'll use the ground fiber to fill in the swamp vegetation, basically. Because then you run the... Because putting the vegetation in the water really gives you that swamp-like vibe, which is what we want to go for here. So there's our basic swamp starting situation. Our mosquito-ridden awful swamp. If we use a brush... we paint this over the roadways. Does that do anything? Not obviously. Oh, those are already dirt. Okay, well, it still doesn't do anything. Well, alright. Take this dirt brush around here a bit. Because it's a pretty, relatively barren swamp, from what I remember. Not a very lush, fertile swamp, because it's a pretty chilly, like a bog more than a swamp, maybe, eh? Could be. So we do that, and then this is going to be like the volcanic highland rise area here, kind of. So I'm going to actually go through this with some rock, just to bridge kind of across to the other mountainside here, and only on the high elevation section, kind of like that. And let's get a smaller brush here and do a bit of dirt on the fringe to mix in with this grass down here. A bit like that, maybe a little bit. You can kind of intermix it a little bit more there. Something like that. Back to the brush, dirt, a little bit of dirt. Kind of make that connection up there. Some dirt into here, a little bit threaded into the grass. Okay, why don't we remove these trees, peel these back a little bit more. Away from the swamp. Yeah, looks pretty good, I think. And then we've got 2 snow brushes. We've got the big one that's mostly just straight up snow. We'll use this one in the back here and just turn all of this into straight up snow. Back this far. And then we'll use this one that's a little more forgiving up here. And kind of blend it in with the other environments a bit. Like that. Maybe even run the snow in to this volcanic area a little bit more. Get some snow. Yeah, that actually works pretty decently for painting across the rock like that. Maybe a little bit down here into the swamp as well. There's our. I think that's a good start for the Ice Worlds exhibit. I do want the trees to probably get thickened up a bit up here. But I do want there to be more of a clearing in the middle. Kind of just want the trees to more or less follow that environment a little bit. I'm going to put a small lake in here. That way there is some water for dinosaurs to stay up in this section, and then we can toss in ground fiber again. In through here, basically. And around the lake, like this. And kind of, so there's kind of like a bit of a forest clearing here sort of going on. Something like that. And I'm kind of thinking they won't go over this way, basically, and that's fine. Desert, taiga, yeah, so let's get some taiga rocks in here. Just throw kind of some randomly orientated different rocks. All these different ones that are kind of this is kind of our volcanic highland then. Very rocky. And then what do we have for other plant decorations? We have ornamental shrubs. These are both grassland shrubs. Let's see what these look like. So these are just some bushes, and these are just some flowers. We can use them to decorate this little lowland area here, I guess. Just mix some of these together a little bit. This is kind of just the entry area, so it's not really part of the tour proper, part of Ice Worlds proper. It's just a thing that exists. But there, at least it's decorated. It looks like something. I don't think we need to use that anywhere else. I don't think we need rocks anywhere else. We can go to decorations. What do we have for trees? So for trees, we have kind of these large, like, redwood-style trees, I guess. Some different kinds of pine trees. You're very small. You're not as small. I guess we should put a few trees in here. Just kind of mixed in at random. Oh, that one's really good looking because that one's pretty oops, pretty browned out. You know, it's like really dilapidated. So let's get a few of these put in some different areas. And we can't see the view yet. Yeah, it's a pretty like desolate, cold looking swamp, I think. I think that's solid. I think that's a solid little exhibit we built there. The first 15 minutes of this episode. We want to go ahead and transfer? I suppose we can go ahead and transfer them in already. Like the ratings here, we're kind of at the point where the ratings don't really matter that much. We'll get, you know, the ratings done, obviously, to finish the build, but, like, the, we don't need to, like, really monitor our ratings very carefully to maximize our income. Income takes care of itself at this point. We need some gates. We'll put a gate in here. We'll put a gate in over here, maybe. Sure. Ranger stations, maybe just 2. One to cover the swamp, more or less. Then one to cover the back lot here. We'll just grab you and assign you to these 2. Make sure the environment doesn't look that weird here. This one, well, it looks a little flat on the back where you put that thing in, but it's not like completely squared off, so it's fine, I think. Now this segment's not connected to the park properly because this viewing gallery here gets in the way. I guess we can just go ahead and connect this up. We might as well. Just put a little path around there like that. That way at least both stations are connected up until they connect up properly with the monorail too. I'm curious if that solves transport rating issues. Because transport works kind of like in a weird hub system where like a valid monorail position connected to something like mitigates issues with transport in a radius kind of around it. It looks to me like we still have transport issues in these corners though, so it hasn't really kicked in. But that also might be because people aren't going down there yet. It's kind of hard to say. Alright, Packy Rhinos, you go back in the woods. Oh, you know what else we might need to do? The Oloros, I think, did have a fairly high tree requirement. We might want to take that into account here. What we could do is we could sneak some trees in this corner. Just kind of, you know, that way they're not properly in the swamp, but they're there. Just a little bit to help ease any issues with territory is like not quite working out. In fact, let's do this and make sure we bring these trees back closer than they were. I'm actually pretty okay with the forest like getting close to the swamp edge here. Sure, we can have a little path in there, kind of a little hidey hole for that forest. Let's thicken this up here a bit. There we go. Looking good. Oh, I started moving these guys over and the fence isn't even finished building. That's funny. Uh-oh. Well, we might as well move the other one in, too, at this point. Hopefully it'll be done before they get in there.
Asset in transit.
I mean, it's going.
Asset has been collected.
Alright. Scientists are mostly back. Let's make sure we get this processed as soon as possible, I guess. Do we? No, we got another batch of fossils coming. Don't worry about it. So, where did we leave off on things? We got the Lagoon Hatchery done. If we want the upgrade here, we need 16 welfare. So that's the first time we've actually had a reason to bring in another welfare specialist. There's nobody available. Yeah, we should have grabbed that one earlier. Okay. We'll come back to that later. That's fine. We got an inoculation to do. We could send you out on that task. We do have large amenities. I do want to get these done. Yeah, let's make sure we're getting large amenities done, because if we're building in the new segment of the park, we're going to need it. So why don't you do that? And then, yeah, let's actually do the inoculation here before we get the Quanjus out. That's you. And then I believe we had a pattern left, which we should be able to do with the last one. Perfection. 3 research tasks all in one go. Oh shoot, we left a Pachyrhino behind. I missed that one. Get it? And I guess we'll start tranking the Aloros too. Oh, it's almost done building. I think we actually managed to just sneak it in there. That's pretty good. Pachyrhinos. So, you should be pretty happy. You look like you belong in this fun Arctic environment. Alright. Tuberculosis complete. Let's get the last Pachyrhino heading over. And then we can start transporting the Allura Titans. One, two, three. Looks like our fuel's out. Boop. Fuel me up. Fill me up. Your beautiful gasoline. Alright. Capture team, please. Sedate. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like maybe everything. And we'll probably add more Pachyrhinos and Allura Titans. Really, they're fighting? What happened to our set alpha? Did that get disrupted? Did transferring the enclosure disrupt the alpha? Oh shit! So moving them out of the existing territory reset the alpha. Please win. Oh, this sucks ass. Okay, well we learned something important. This is complete dog shit though. They're gonna fight. Oh god, probably friggin' forever trying to get that guy back to being alpha. And then the Allura Titans, it's going to be like the same deal, basically. We've already started transferring them. We might as well just transfer the rest. Oh, I'm so annoyed that it works that way. I didn't even consider that like, moving them to a new territory would disrupt the herd organization. So, always move the alpha first, I guess. In the future. Wait, why are you guys fighting? Another fight. 3 wants the title from 4. Wait, no, 4's over here. Why are you idiots fighting? What? What the fuck is going on? Why are these two fighting? Neither of them are the alpha.
Asset transportation complete. Asset has been delivered.
Ugh. Can we not have a storm right now? Thank you. Okay, we don't have shelters in some of these segments of the park. Shelter, looks like we can fit the shelter nice and tidily right next to the monorails. Only if the monorail is not, yeah, it doesn't have a path going back through there like that. Fine. I'm also going to slap some restrooms in here. Because we might as well.
Asset
delivered. Where's the medical team? Taking their sweet time to get over there is where they are.
Asset delivery confirmed.
A laceration, that's transport. Oh, I'm so salty that the alpha got messed up. We could probably reset it. So we resedate these 5. We move them back to the previous enclosure. Then bring back the injured one first. Establish it as the alpha in here by itself, maybe? Oh shit, the gate is broken. Do you have a ranger nearby? That's tour vehicles. That's the medical team. No, the rangers are both over here. Shit. Well, hopefully none of the Aloros... No, the first few Aloros are on the ground. Somehow. And panicking and running all over the damn place. Okay, what's the max here? 10. These bug out, so we're going to make sure there's actually going to be like 10 trucks out there soon, but yeah. We need a ranger team probably over here.
Asset transportation in progress.
But I guess for now this will have to work.
Transportation underway.
Okay, territory's coming together here.
Asset delivery.
Okay, gate is fixed. I would like this guy to stay back here. So maybe we'll just force him to go status check these guys. Get the other one. Make him repair. There's a couple of gates that are having not the best time. Let's make sure the gates are fixed too. Okay, so you take care of that manually. You'll repair those two. Close these shelters. Missing forest still, but it's getting close. Why don't we do this? Just a little bit more. Trees heading down this way. Yeah, that's pretty close to good. And this corner's not covered yet either. Should be fine, basically. Did we get you? No, you haven't been transferred. Let's put you just straight in this friggin' corner if we can. Perfect. Okay. Paguranosaurs. Which one of you is injured? You are injured. Grab you. Get you into the medical facility for treatment. with the specialist there. Get the other scientist here rested. Check for another welfare specialist here. Nothing. Do fossils first. Make sure we finish Quanju. So 40k, 40k. Quanju, some amount of Elasmosaurus. That's fine. I guess we let you do that. Then expedition when the facility's fixed. And then we can do probably some research. Do we have... Okay, so you have logistics points. You're capped at 10. 7, 8, 9. We can get you to a 9. 9 is enough for a lot of logistics prerequisites. Let's do that. 9 on you. And then I'm sure there's something good here for you to do. We did large amenities. I'm actually really curious now to check out additional modules. Oh no, those are amenity modules, not like... Wait. No, yeah, those are amenity modules, not attraction modules. Yeah. I'm curious to check out both of these, actually, to see how much some of them can affect capacity, now that we know that it's a mechanic. We do need large hotels, though. Let's get large hotels. We're going to rebuild and expand the park. It's a good time to make sure we've got, you know, the best hotels, the best amenities and stuff here. The best that we can have. And then, yeah, let's get these other Pachyrhinos switched over to here. With the goal of one of these randos becoming an alpha, basically. And I guess what we'll do for safety, right? We pull the alpha or the Pachyrhinosaurus out of the medical facility, make sure it's the first one to land in here, and then we grab some of the non-alpha Pachyrhinos from the other enclosure, move those over, and move the alpha last to make sure this pack gets established with the correct alpha. I think that's what we'll do for a plan. Aloros, are you happy? Yes.
Assets in the air.
Good. How many trucks do we have in here? 1, 2, 3. That doesn't seem quite right, but it's only just started distributing trucks again. 4.
Asset transportation.
Okay, maybe it's fine. Troodon with an ailment. Undiagnosed. Mobile vet. Get to the task. Okay, and then we can't move the Carnos until that's dealt with. But we could start something Quanju if we want to. Lasmo was American. Get you doing that. Okay, if we want to synthesize Quanjusaurus. Boom. Alright, Quanju is going to be a forest segment species. We're looking at kind of red with yellow stripes, which is Gambia. And Pelophylax. I got a bad feeling we don't have Gambia. We have Pelophylax at least. Is Gambia literally one of the handful of skins still locked? Are you serious? Shit! Okay, so we need large appetite. For now, I think we'll just extract these Elasmosaur fossils with you. I think we're going to try and get large appetite. It's just a single large appetite dinosaur that we have to bring in. So, I wonder if any of the aquatics can have it. You know what? Okay, we're going to pause here. I'm going to go do some online research real quick. Ah, now this is interesting. Elasmosaurus has large appetite. So we could do Elasmo first. Elasmo is also something we could totally just compromise on the skin, because there is no skin for Elasmo that looks appropriate. I did write down a combination, but it is so arbitrary that it is effectively meaningless. I thought Gambia Calcarana was the best, but it is so much nothing. So we're not going to do Gambia. I'll decide what elasmo skin we're gonna do between episodes. Again, I'll reevaluate it. See if we can find one that's essentially the same. The elasmo skin's super weird, so it always just looks kind of wrong, honestly. Like in terms of what it looks like in Prehistoric Planet, it's really just splotchy and like random and stuff. So why don't we get this Pachyrhino herd sorted out, and then we'll call it a day here, having built this nice new exhibit. We should do a quick check on our ratings. So restroom coverage and shelter coverage are down. Amenity coverage is down. But we're going to replace the amenities probably wholesale, but we kind of want to populate more areas of the park first. That's another thing we could focus on here, is we could breed more Pachyrhinos and more Allura Titans. For now, let's take care of the shelter and toilet requirements. So they want shelter down here. I think we can just stick one here and call it a day. And somewhere, somebody can't find a bathroom, and that is over here. Sure, we just have a random toilet right out in the middle of nowhere. What is our Allura Titan Alpha? It is wrong, is what it is. Great, so the Allura Titan herd is also messed up. Now, we have better odds of the Allura Titan herd sorting it out because there's more than one viable alpha. They have like 3 or 4 viable alphas, I think. So that should be fine. Now, this one looks like it's coming down first. And it immediately becomes an alpha, apparently. Fascinating. And you just became an alpha, and now you're not an alpha. What is this nonsense? Wait, how does this work? Oh, wait, you're a social... You are one that we want to be an alpha. Oh my gosh, this is so... weird. Okay, well... Alright, and the Allura Titan herd is good to go. Let's take a peek at the Allura Titan in their little mosquito-ridden swamp. Now, if we want the Allura Titans to stay up here, we kind of have to, like, seriously consider the herd size, probably. So we'll probably introduce another batch of Pachyrhinosaurs, maybe. But we might leave this as like the full extent of the Allura Titan herd. So 1 is the alpha, which one is the original alpha. Wait, where's the... I can't check your stats while you're in here. You're considered an alpha. Okay, so why don't we just do this in that case? 1 is supposed to be the alpha. Let's just resedate. You're technically an alpha, which is funny. So that one's getting transferred over. I guess we gotta get that one probably out of there and in the air entirely, and then we transfer over 1 and see if that resets the alpha. 3 minutes on Pierre Shale. Everybody else is back from whatever tasks they were doing. Let's synth up another batch of Pachyrhinosaurus. There's no reason to go social now. Let's just put some resilient in here. It's an 11. I guess we throw both geneticists at it to get it done faster. Faster treatment might not be bad. Sure, something for you to do. And then we can do this first extra set of amenities. We'll look at all these this time, actually, and see if any of these additional modules actually do have any other hidden bonuses that we never realized. Why are you sick? Cryptosporidiosis as well. Go get him.
Asset transportation in progress.
Okay. Crypto done. I want to get this guy. I want to see if this guy
Asset transported.
makes sure that he joins. Yeah, okay, so he joins the herd. He's no longer alpha. The alpha doesn't change by bringing a new dinosaur in, which makes sense. It shouldn't do that. So we do that, and we start with Pachyrhinosaurus 1. We grab 1. We put Pachyrhino 1 up over here. Make sure he gets over there.
Asset being transported.
We're going to let him fly all the way over there, basically. We'll let him get about halfway. That should be fine. Yeah, then the other ones can join.
Heading to collect the asset. Asset collection request received.
1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we don't need to move the Carnos today. We can wait on that.
Request.
So we might as well do that. Okay. And just about everything's done now. So fossils are in. Pachyrhinos are going. I'm going to let these 4 get on the ground before I bring in this one. Just to keep an eye on these mechanics. We're going full science mode here. We're working everything out. Wow, that doesn't finish the Elasmo? Wow, you're really finicky, my dude. You do that. There's not a second dig site anywhere, right? You do that. You get rested. 5, Pachyrhino eggs. Unfit, long-lived, unfit, social, long-lived, unfit, aggressive. We'll take these 4, that should be fine. Okay, and then we got 1 duder left, and our 1 remaining duder is genetics. Probably nothing we can do with him. Quick spin through here shows us that we have no good scientists to pick up. What is Mosa trapped behind? Mosa's trapped behind Leo. 2A? Yeah, but Leo is too high of a genetics cost. We can't do it. Cross-species adaptation? Might as well have that. You can go do that, and we're off. Money is not a concern, so we might as well just do those different things and get them done.
Transportation complete.
All right. Now, what else could we do here? There was Carnotaurus. We actually have the rest of the skins for Carnos, don't we? Totally do. We should release the second batch of Carnos at some point. Oh, I don't like where the Allura herd is right now. Don't go that way, guys. You're supposed to stay by the swamp. Do the Hadrosaurs not fight for dominance? It's certainly possible. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks out here. 7 trucks out here. This is set to 10. So it's mostly working, at least. It might not be 10, but it's certainly not 1. So we can just leave that alone. We can double check it on a reload at some point. Okay. Pachyrhino 1 is, in fact, the alpha. even though he's unfit. But the unfit doesn't affect the dominance, so it's fine. None of these guys have anything that runs counter to that. This is the only other one that has, what was it, social or whatever, that was given him bonus dominance here. So let's just chuck you kind of into the middle of the herd here. In their nice northern area. Oh, the Allura cycled back to the swamp. That's nice. Okay. That all seems like it's going alright. Carnotaurus. We did Svalbard Rana, and it should be Death Valley Rana. Let me double check. No, I was thinking, I think I changed it to a slightly different red. Champlain. Yeah, that's what it was. That doesn't look red at all, but I'm going to trust my notes that Champlain Run is also pretty red. It's a little bit different red than the base game one, just to make it look a little different. I thought it would be fun. Max Long Lived. Social for the Alpha, we don't need anymore, so we can stick a pip of Resilient in here, which I think is fine. And then let's do one of these, and I guess one of these. Sure, whatever, it seems fine. And you can rest. We get our other Carnotaurus morph out. And then, yep, right now we got the rest of this Pachy herd, releasing via airlift an additional 4 Pachyrhinosauruses.
Confirming
1,
asset delivery.
2,
Asset
3,
requiring collection. Collecting
4.
asset.
Make sure these guys are already pretty far back, so the territory is pretty good.
Transporting asset.
Pachyrhino's still the number 1, still the alpha. Hopefully we fix this problem. And the Allura Titans still haven't fought, so it seems to me that it doesn't matter. I don't know if Hadros can even fight each other. I feel like they can't, but I'm not confident in that. Because they can like kick raptors and stuff now in this game. They couldn't fight in the last game, but in this one they can fight. But do they fight with each other? I have no idea. Sell you. Do we finish Elasmode? Excellent, we do. Great. So next time we'll work on the coasts. Exhibit. Our welfare person here needs to be rested. I might jump the gun on that to get these Carnos out today too. Aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. Just like threaten all their species. That's not a problem if we have a good alpha. Also just aggressive. Nobody was social here. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Aggressive, docile, long-lived. We can release more aggressive ones. Do we want all 3, though? So, they're going to be... The aggressive ones are probably... I don't know for sure, but I suspect the aggressive ones attack Jeeps more, too. I think that might be what 30% threat means. And we're going to have probably a lot of Quanjus in the park because we need to breed a bunch to get strong. So I'm inclined here to only take 2 of these and do a pack of 5 instead of a pack of 6. So maybe we take the nocturnal one. That way we're splitting the difference on one that likes to sleep during the day, one that likes to sleep at night, and then maybe they're not, awake and chasing the same Jeep all the time. And then, yeah, just one of the other 2. We'll do that. Just those 2. You can go do this. You can rest afterwards. You'll be mad at me, but it actually won't have any consequences. You rest. Alright, and that leaves us with 10 genetics guy and a 9 logistics guy, which is enough for 11. Why don't we do this? 12. And that is Leopleurodon for the prerequisite for the MOSA knocked out. And that, I think, is good. Alright, well, let's let these Carnos cook for a bit. Alright, the Carnos are ready. We'll end the episode by releasing them. Let's look through the expedition map real quick. Look through research real quick and see what else we have to do. Do we actually have anything else unlocked? We don't need to do an arbitrary sauropod anymore. Like that Cryolophosaurus just hangs out here in the middle of nowhere. Where is the Hansen Formation? Why is that? I feel like the Hansen Formation should be near the southern tip of South America more than the middle of the Antarctic Formation. Like the continental shape, you know. But maybe I'm wrong. I assume most of them are from that like Antarctic Peninsula that kind of passes up towards oh, it's actually more over by Australia. Okay. Yeah, so the Hansen Formation dig site really ought to be like right over here, it looks like, looking at a map on Google. Interesting. But I would assumed it was over here. I know most Antarctic dinosaurs come from the Antarctic Peninsula over this way, so that's why I would have assumed that. Anyway, that was a pointless aside, but vaguely interesting. Do we have anything else that we can actually do right now? For digging? That might be it. I'm racking my brain here, but we got Quanju done. So we might need to go get to work on, yeah, some more research options. Okay. We have nothing to dig up. So, if we want trike, we're stuck behind defensive. Which, do we have defensive? I forget now. No. At least with vulnerable. Okay. That's not a huge concern yet, but at some point we need to deal with that. Then there's the Anki, which is locked behind 3 stars on Crichton. So that's just a matter of time. There's no special prerequisites for that. So Anki, Trike. We already have Pachyrhino. We have both of our Hadros. Yeah. There's Dreadnoughtus, which is 4 stars, but we can also work on those prerequisites to push closer to that. Rex, 3 dinosaur with 3 fights once. Sucks ass. We can engineer it, but it is obnoxious. Though we need 3 strong for the prerequisite even. That's awful. Look, honestly, there's no reason to ever do a Rex in challenge mode. That's just the requirement is too strict. It's not worth it. It's like never worth it. Velociraptor 3 stars. That goes in the park. It's not actually Velociraptor in Prehistoric Planet, technically. It's just a Velociraptorian, something descended from Velociraptor. But we're using Velociraptor. We could use Pyro if the Dominion DLC was out. That way we actually have feathers, which would be interesting. But that's not the case. And then, yeah, that's it, right? Am I forgetting any species here? I don't think so. Yeah, because Quanju's done. The aquatics, one of them's in the bag. Okay, so yeah, there is nothing we can currently research that actually helps the park, that actually goes into the park. So we just need to make the space for Quanju, which needs the skin. Wait. Oh yeah, large appetite was needed for Quanju, and Quanju is needed for strong for Tyrannosaurus. I was thinking, wait, we needed strong, but do we need strong to get the skin? No, strong is just for Giga. Large appetite is for the skin. Yeah. Okay. Let's get Diplo research going, maybe. You two can do that. And then we can do Casmo and knock that out, I suppose, with you by yourself. Bam, and then we've got 10 left on somebody else. Attractions, guest attractions is a no. We can't do the lagoons yet. We can do this module set, yes. Great, okay, and that gets us all the modules for the attractions, and then we'll put in the large amenities after the modules are done, or all the modules for the amenities, we'll put in the large amenities after that research is done. And let's get these 2 new Carnos out. Okay, yeah. So there's still definitely a red tinge to him. Part of which is probably the Rana patterning makes it look more red, but it's still pretty red. It's just a slightly different, a little more orangey red than the Fallen Kingdom Carno. Just to make it stand out a little bit different from it, you know, we might as well use that different, a different pattern here than the normal Fallen Kingdom Carno we always use. When we have the option, you know, just use it. One of those, sand brush. Need a lot of sand. I'm actually looking forward to building the Carno exhibit. Carnotaurus is one of my favorite dinos, and I absolutely adored its segment in Prehistoric Planet with its adorable little arms. I mean, everybody fucking adored that segment. I mean, that's some good meme quality stuff right there, too. Quality content, for sure. I'm going to have a lot of fun, though, building a little Carno exhibit with, like, little... We'll try to put in 2 big sand pits for one for each male to compete over the females thematically, like in the middle of the forest too. We'll have a big set of forest, and then we'll just have a couple of two big old clearings, one for each male, and then the females can just kind of roam around, and it'll be perfect. She's a beauty. There was a thread recently about people complaining that the Carno is not accurate to the Fallen Kingdom Carno, which it isn't. It doesn't have, like, really the thigh bulk that one has. But I like this Carno a lot. I didn't like the first game's Carno, but this one, just some little differences, like with the tail and stuff, make it look so much better. I do very much enjoy it. I'm very happy with it. Okay, I babbled long enough about nothing to actually get our research to finish.
My life's work is tied up in these dinosaurs, so if I'm not giving you my full...
So I guess we'll queue up some more research here real quick, since that happened. Trike, Anki, we unlocked... Oh, we hit 3 stars. Okay, so that's done. We can do the Mosa. No shit. It'll push this person into disgruntled temporarily, but I'm fine with that. Yeah, do the Mosa. Hell. Let's do it. Okay, Mosa cooking. We can do Mensch. Potentially. Large substation. Yeah, do one of those. Those will be good for when we're building the other segments of the park. And let's do a quick spin through new researches. New scientists. New researchists? What the fuck does that mean? We have a logistics specialist. We could pick him up. Actually, kind of good that he's got a decent welfare stat. Because we're like woefully low on welfare. We only have the 1 person. Cap of 6 as well. I'm actually going to recruit him, I think. He's at 1 point. A 4 on welfare does get him to do some treatment tasks. I'm going to commit this to welfare so I don't use it on something else. It also gets us a total of 12 for welfare for research, which is a relevant number as well. We'd even do a 14 if it's a 4-person research, which is unlikely. None of them have any points left. Also, a 3rd logistics person probably gets us another upgrade to staff points. So there's also that. A 6, I don't think there's going to be anything with a 6 that we can do. We're not doing attractions. Comfort, we do need that wider path as well, and that's a 9. Yeah, I think everything's already past that at this stage. Okay, well that's fine. He can just hang out. That doesn't matter. Alright, let's leave this episode off here at just under an hour. Barely.